Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alradi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here to talk about the alternative funding for the Eidl loan program. As many of us know, as entrepreneurs, small business owners, and nonprofits, it has been a challenging process trying to get access to the SBA funds through the Eidl program, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program that has been instituted and available since the pandemic hit under the CARES Act that started in 2020. Just for those of you that may be new to this program again has been available. It's been one of the more popular programs. It's had an advance, which is a grant, and the loan that has to be paid back. It is not forgivable, but it is extended through December 31st, 2020. So I felt it was important to come on here because I've been helping a lot of small business owners get access to capital while they're trying to still wait on the SBA to get their applications for the Eidl loan through. The SBA a few months back, they did increase the amount that you can get in the loan, right? So they had limited way down to 150,000. They increased it to 500,000 under this new administration. We're still waiting on them to increase it up to the $2 million max. $2 million or up to $2 million was the designated amount of the loan that was supposed to go to small business owners, and that did not happen. What did that do? That caused a lot of businesses to suffer unnecessarily, a lot of businesses to go out of business while they were still waiting on that because they could not get the money. They were not able to be able to stay in businesses, and businesses are still struggling, still having challenges, still needing access to funding. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, an alternative that I have been using to be able to help get small businesses connected to other funding alternatives, whether you have applied for the Eidl loan or you're applied and you're waiting. So it could be a number of different reasons. You can apply and it's still a waiting game. So business owners have applied for an increase. They've been waiting 1, 2, 3 months and still have not gotten their increase. Then they're waiting on their increase. Then what happens? All these internal errors with the SBA. I told you like 2 weeks ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago, SBA did this mass deletion for inactivity of business owners' accounts. So you went to your portal and then you saw that your information had disappeared. It said it was in process for one amount and then it disappeared. So it's like very challenging and frustrating and confusing how this process is working. And then I told you about the other situation with the mass deletions, even prior to that, where people were deleted because the SBA said you owed child support. And these notices went out to those that did not have child support. They don't even have children, right? So we know that was an internal error. Now we are anticipating hearing some news from the SBA. I actually checked this morning. I have not heard that there has been anything that came out from Isabella Gunsman or her team, no official press release or news release notification. But that is something that we are steadily waiting on because it has been a tumultuous time trying to get access to funding. And while there are some that are getting funding, like I heard a few last week that said they finally got approved. That's approved. That is not actually funded, meaning the money is in your bank account. And it's just, I cannot tell you, every single day I get so many, I get so many messages. The stories that I hear, the frustration that I hear from business owners on the fact that they have to keep going through this. They take one step forward, they have to take 3 steps back due to no fault of their own. So again, with this process, we know they're challenging, so we want to offer you a solution. But in the meantime, just want to let you know that the loan is still available. Just know you're going to have to wait, and then consider alternative solutions while you're waiting to fill in the gap. The grant is also available. That's a $15,000, up to $15,000 grant. We have tons of videos on how to apply for the loan, how to apply for the grant. But even new applicants can apply for the grant. There's $27 billion left. That is free funding for your business. But again, it's a wait. It is a wait to be able to get access to that money. So although they're moving a little bit more quicker, we hear industry advocates, small business owners, even loan officers saying how bogged down they are this year, how super slow they are this year in processing these applications than they were in 2020. We know it was so quick to get it out the door. It's just not that way this time. And so there's just so many obstacles. And it seems like also some of the same obstacles that small business owners deal with traditional banking, right? So you're trying to go to your traditional bank to get access to funding, to working capital, and you're having the same issues with the SBA. So that's why, again, I'm going to actually share my screen and then talk about the solutions that we have been offering to small business owners throughout all types of industries. I mean, whether you're a coach, you do e-commerce, we've had a lot of trucking, logistics businesses, medical, dental facilities, and restaurants, because we know also restaurants had their own special federal grant, and due to the multiple litigations, a lot of them were locked out of being able to get access to the grant. And so it's like, now what? I still need money to fund my business. There's a lot of businesses that are looking for more funding to expand, even outside of their current brick and mortar, or buying a new business, buying a new location, growing, expanding their business, getting new equipment. I even talked to a business owner that's really, they make good money, but the cash flow is the challenge. And being able to fill in the gap while you're waiting on your invoices to be paid, right? So it's not like sometimes we have like these consulting gigs or these one-off, we sell a product, but a lot of business, how they operate is that you do the job, you have a contract, but you have to wait 30, 35, 45, 60 days before you actually get paid. And depending on who the contract is with, especially if it's with the government, we know they're super slow. And it could take a long time before you get that invoice paid. So if you have a $10,000 invoice, $20,000 invoice is sitting there waiting for you to collect it, you still have a business to operate. And what do you need? You need funding to be able to do that. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And then feel free, again, if any idle questions, any funding questions, period, that you have, please feel free to drop them. And I will be happy to answer them, whether I'm here live during the broadcast or afterwards. But this is like I said, we are able to loan up to $2 million. But I want to make sure that you're clear on the differences between the two. If you are getting what they call micro lending, or short-term loan, short-term financing, versus the SBA, which is long-term, it is not the same. So the SBA, they're really setting it up where you get 24 months of working capital. That means they're going back based on what you have made in your business, right? They have their own calculation system to calculate over 20-month period, what is that amount that they can offer you. And so some of you all see big amounts from the SBA. It will not look the same way if you try to get a small business loan outside of the SBA. They are actually trying to help you get money back that you lost due to the pandemic. That's why it is called a disaster loan program. Okay. And it is a 30-year term. That means this is a long-term loan that you can take out and take up to 30 years to pay it back. We know the interest rate is 3.75, and how interest rate works, it can be very complex. It just depends on how they compound, but it's 3.75, and for nonprofits it's 2.75. Okay. So I want to make sure you understand the differences, because sometimes it can be confusing, or people, when they are trying to get another loan, they're trying to compare the two, and they're just not comparable. So if you're getting a micro loan, they're shorter term loans. So it's a shorter payback period. Okay. So let me just show you here. I have it on the screen, but I know even sometimes when people go to our website to apply, simple application process is super simple. You can see if you pre-qualify. The great thing about this is that there is no hard pull on your credit. That is what small business owners really appreciate. They appreciate a lot of the things that we offer through this program, but that's one of the big ones, because when you do apply for the SBA loan, they are making a hard pull on your credit report. And we know when they do that, that does impact your credit score. And we know many businesses have been denied the loan due to credit, either your credit score or your credit history. Not that you can't overcome that. You can possibly through the reconsideration process. That information is also in the link. Everything is in the description and in the show notes. You can, but it's still a waiting game. And it's making sure that you are really speaking to the issue at hand, why you were denied, and having a legitimate case and documents to support getting approved, getting that denial approved. And so again, you do that, but again, you still have to wait for that process. Okay. So again, with this one, there is no hard pull on your credit. Okay. So it's a no obligation. See if you qualify process. We also, to get the access to this, this money here, this funding, we have up to 20 million. You can get up to 2 million, but our sweet spot, what we're seeing many business owners are asking for is less than $25,000. So we have a brand new program called Bank Breezy that can get you up to 25K same day or next day, just depending on when you apply in the day. If it's in the afternoon, it will be next day. But that speaks to the fact that businesses need money now. They don't have weeks. You know, if you have an opportunity presented to you and you know you need $25,000 for this new deal, and they're saying you have a week to make the deal, and you're waiting on this loan for months, you're going to lose out on the opportunity. And businesses can't afford to miss out on opportunities when they're going to double, triple, quadruple the money that they spend on getting the loan. So we've had people do that. You need money to go into a deal with people, whether you're partnering with them or whether you're buying a new business or a new program or launching something new. Businesses need funding now. So you only need a 450 credit score. If you just go Google some of the funding that is out there, you will see that the minimum credit score for many of these programs, there is none like this on the market. So 25K, 450 credit score. Most want 600 and above. So some people have that, but we know a lot do not. We already know that 80% of small business owners can't go into a traditional institution and get a loan for a number of these different reasons that are a barrier. So we're eliminating that. 450 credit score, that's all you need, okay, to be able to get access. 6 months in business. So a lot of funding institutions, you have to be in business at least 2 years. They will say you must be in business 2 years. So what about those that have been in business less? So we can, if you've been in business 6 months, we can get you funding. That's an amazing thing, because that is a big challenge for a lot of business owners. You're doing great in your business, your new business, new startup, but banks are just denying you because you're high risk and you're new. Well, we have said that we are willing to fund you if you have been in business 6 months. Then you have to have 5K monthly sales, bank verifiable every month. So what they're looking at is your transaction history in your bank. So we're weighing your sales over your credit score. So for a lot of people, a lot of businesses, that is very valuable to them. That is very exciting for them, and it gives them the opportunity to be able to get funding. And again, we don't want to loan you money that you can't afford to pay back, right? So for those that have inquired or tried to apply and they were denied because you're not making any money, we have plenty of tools. I always say, start positioning your business to get funding, to be bankable, to be able to get access to these types of opportunities. You have to do that and start making money in your business. You have to be able to do that, because no bank is going to lend you money and you're not making any money in your business. You're not bringing anything because how would you be able to pay that money back? Okay. But there are many businesses making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month. But if you understand how business works, you know, even when you're making that money, you still need more money, right? Because you don't want to limit your cash flow. And you just, every business doesn't just have cash on hand. It may be tied up in different investments and contracts and things like that. So I actually have one person, again, I said we've been working with a lot of trucking logistics companies. And one of our ladies that we're working with, she has a trucking company doing very well in her business, but she needs a new vehicle. Another gentleman reached out to me and he wants to start a business, but you have to get started, and he wants to get a truck. Okay, so if you're a small business and you need new equipment, either new or something broke down, you have to replace it, or you're trying to upgrade, you're trying to move from your home-based business, you've outgrown that and you're trying to go into a new location. All of these different types of scenarios require funding, and we can do that for you. You must be a small business, meaning you have to have an EIN and a bank account in your business name. So one of the misconceptions is for some businesses, and these are businesses that have been in operation, they feel like, okay, I've been operating my business, I'm doing very well, but all my transactions are going to my personal account. Now, everybody who knows me, if this is your first time, you may have not heard this, but I say this regularly, how important it is for you to make it a priority to get a business bank account in your business name. It is not enough for you to be handling business transactions in a personal account. Your bank and everybody else will recognize a personal account just as that, for your personal dealings, right? Paying your personal bills, personal transaction, buying food, different things like that, buying clothes. That is not a business bank account. So what happens is now you try to go for funding, and they are all requiring a business bank account because that's where business transactions are handled. Banks have specific bank accounts that are designated for businesses, right? And so we know even with the SBA program and the PPP, a lot of you all got held up because your monies were going into a personal account. And that caused even more delays because now you have to go switch accounts or switch a bank and get a business bank account. Take the time to do that. You need to have your articles of incorporation, your EIN, and your ID. And it's super easy to go get a bank account, and you can start a lot of them for $0 or minimum down payment to even open up the account. Okay. So if we have our winning grant application cheat sheet that goes through all of that, has our recommendations in the cheat sheet. I highly recommend that you get it. That's for any type of funding you want to win, you want to get, you want to have that cheat sheet. Okay. So, but the business bank account is critical. And for those of you that are out there that have a business bank account, if you can back me up, because sometimes when I'm just saying it, they're like, oh, okay. But listen to your other business owners that are on here and what they will tell you. I've seen a lot of business owners get locked out of funding for the simple fact that they did not have a business bank account in their business name. Let's take that step today to do that. And I actually had 2 people that were denied funding for that. They actually changed, reorganized, rebranded, and they had just set up their bank account or they just started. You have to wait the certain amount of time before you can get approved because they want to see the transactions coming into a business bank account. And it needs to be more than a week worth of transactions, more than a month of transactions, and be able to satisfy that requirement. So that's why I say the sooner you get that, the better. Then that will open you up to more opportunities. So also, this funding is not for sole proprietors. That is not that is typical. We were opening it up to sole proprietors, but it was just we were being bombarded with people, so many people that did not qualify. They were tying up the system, and so we just had to say it has to be a small business owner. So you have to be incorporated, meaning you have to have an LLC, a partnership, an S corp or C corp, which again is simple to get started. It's simple to set these things up, and if you need help, you can always reach out to us. Shoot us an email at hello@shebosstalk.com. .com. We do offer coaching, consulting services. We do offer referrals as well for whatever you need to make sure that you can achieve your goals in business. But this is serious because a lot of businesses right now don't know what their options are. They don't even know that this is an option that exists. And I'm so glad I can tell you that there's such a need for this by the number of people I get calling me, emailing me, inboxing me every day. And we've been able to grow our team to 25 agents across the country. 25 agents across the country have joined me in this to help other small business owners, whether they're in the financial industry. I have accountants, tax preparers, those that are in the credit industry, helping people, businesses with business credit and personal credit. So if that is you and you want to help support business owners and you would like to partner with us, please feel free to send us an email at hello@shebosstalk.com. But let's get this funding. Again, same day, next day funding up to $25K if you meet the requirements. They're right here on the website, clear as day, before you even go and click that button to get up to $25K. It clearly says $5K in sales, monthly sales, business checking account. So it cannot be a savings. It needs to be a business checking account, 6 months in business, and a 450 credit score. Okay. So they will ask you also for avoided checks. So I know even with some of these other stimulus programs, they ask you for a avoided check. You said that you don't have one, right? I have checks. I don't use them a lot, but I have them because I know at some point I'm going to be asked for them. Even if you don't have them, your bank will give you a voided check. They will give it to you. Go into your bank, request it, and they will give it to you. Another alternative to that is possibly a letter of authority of your bank account. But again, what they want is they're matching the banking information. They want to make sure it's accurate. That's why the SBA asks you for a voided check, because many people, when they're typing, they mistype, or they put the routing where the account number should be, the account number where the routing number should be. And in order for it to go through, for you to get your money, it must match. It must be accurate. So that's why they ask for a voided check. Okay. So again, this is an opportunity that is available. And another thing to note is when you're requesting the money up to $25K, this is what you want to know. That is, again, a difference from the SBA. They're trying to give you back money support, and it's not free, right? Support from what you lost over the pandemic, and get you caught up, give you some breathing room, and give you a time to be able to pay it back. So these are shorter term loans, so 6 to 9 months to be able to pay this money back. And if you look at how much you bring in on a monthly basis, that's what they're looking at. You can expect to get about 75% of that. So let's say that you bring in about a little bit under 25,000. So you can expect to receive maybe around 19, 20,000, just depending. Every application is different. We have underwriters that are very thorough in this. And so if you get denied, we've had people get denied and they've come back months later, and we're able to overcome that. So again, don't speed through the process. Make sure that you understand the requirements, submit your application, get a quick first pre-approval, and then our team will send you an email and a text message. Make sure you don't have text message blocking, because if you have text message blocking, you won't get it. Make sure you are checking your inbox and your spam folder, because again, many people miss the fact that correspondence is going to their emails because they're not checking it. So don't go back and try to fill out the same form once you've already done it. What will happen is it will come back as a duplicate application. Then you're going to reach out to me, and then we're going to have to go through a back and forth with support to get you back on track with your application. You only need to fill it out once. You will get a text and an email after that. Okay. It does require bank linking. So let me just, for those that, have issues, because it's very few that have issues linking your bank account. How else will you get your money? So even the SBA wants your information. So you're not only will your deposits go into your bank account, but also the monies that you are paying back again, at affordable cost to you. It's based on how much you actually have coming into your business. That's what is factored, and that's why it is different for every business that applies, right? So that's why we don't compare to other people's applications, because everyone is different. But they need to link to your bank account. That's how you're going to get your money. Okay. So I know people have that, but I have all the grants that I've gotten. They had to link into my bank account. Wherever you got to link into to give me my money, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that you can get access to it, right? And then if I owe money back, then it's an easy process for them to be able to get it. It's not like the long-term loan where it's deferred until 2022. So that's why this is a great option to be able to fill in the gap while you're waiting. So you can still keep your business moving forward. Whatever you need to do in your business, instead of still waiting there for the SBA. Then when they come along, then you can start, you can use that money as well. And then that money is deferred until 2022 before you have to start making payments on that loan. But again, it's just being strategic, knowing what you need, having your financial goals, knowing what those are. What do you need? How much do you need in a loan? How is that going to support you in your business? We also, I don't know any other company like this that has discounted rates. So if you pay it off early, it's super discounted on what you have to pay back. And then you can come back and get more money before your loan is even all the way paid off. So we've gotten many people renewals. So they got a loan in June and they came back and got a renewal loan in July. Another great benefit to this is just building your business credit. How many of you are asking about how do you get your business? But you got to start using credit. This is a way. I have one lady who did this, and again, I think she got a little bit under 10,000, but she went this route. This is now helping her to build up her business credit. So now she can, once she builds her business credit, she can start going into more places and being able to get not only loans but lines of credit, business cards, not using your own personal credit. That's where we want to get to. That's where we want to grow to. So again, I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, this is one of the alternatives. I did another video called Eidl and PPP alternatives that lists a number of different options for you as well. Just consider your options and what is out there available. If you're not seeing that you're qualifying, just take the steps. Take the step where you are and just start making it happen. There are no excuses. Just start where you are and just start making a plan. Start taking the steps so that you can get to the point where you can get funding for your business, that you can get a business bank account, and you can get a line of credit for your business. But let's establish our businesses if we haven't already. Take that time, take the money to invest, and it's not even expensive to do it. It is not even expensive to do it. I spent $99 to get my LLC, and I have a few LLCs, and it costs, I think, $35 in the state. Every state is different. So it costs me, I think, $35 for each of my DBAs under my LLC that I have, because I operate many ventures under these businesses. So you can do that. You go to your Secretary of State office, you start there. But again, our cheat sheet will help you. We also have a CEO startup toolkit. So again, if you want that, I would drop that in the comments and in the show notes to make sure you have that. Even if you've been in business a while and you just skip some steps, that will be helpful to you, because you need to go back now to be able to get access to the opportunities because you missed some steps, and that's okay. Let's just start right now and doing the right thing to move our businesses forward. So it's possible. Okay. So before I close out, I see all of you all comments here. Just want to give all of you all a shout out, just checking to see if there's any pertinent questions. Here, want to give a shout out to Ray. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. How do I show sales if I'm a driver? You can show sales through your bank account, right? So you should be using tools, right? So whether you have like a Square, they have so many apps right now where you can do transactions. But if you're a truck driver and you're 1099, I'm assuming, because if you're W-2, you don't have your own business. So, but if you're a truck driver and it's 1099, they should be paying you into a business bank account. I would just change how they're paying you if they're doing direct deposit and from a personal account to a business account. But I need more information on how you're actually being paid to know that. But that I think that's typically how they do it. But sometimes sometimes businesses don't operate the way they should, and they don't have you properly classified, or they're not paying you properly. They're not issuing you the proper tax forms. So just make sure at the end of the year they're giving you a 1099 tax form. They're giving you a 1099 tax form. Okay. And then that you are using a business bank account. Then that's for any independent contractor. Any independent contractor. If you are working for someone, a company, and you are not on their payroll, you are an independent contractor. You're a business owner. That means you should switch how they're paying you from your personal account to your business account. Every contract that I'm on that I do business, they send me a check or they do a deposit to my business, not to me. Okay. Okay, so let me just see. So funding is not open up to sole proprietors. Take the time right now to change from being a sole proprietor. I've talked about this many times. Simplest way to get started in business is the riskiest. And you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities. This is not the only funding opportunity you will miss out on. There are several, because several will not look at you as a legitimate business. It's not to say you're not. Just how you're perceived, and it's very risky to do business because there is no separation between you and your business. You and your business are the same. That's risky. Okay. I'm not saying you can't get any funding, but it's going to be more difficult. Let's just take the steps to incorporate our businesses, set up our accounts, and get rolling. Nonprofits can get funding too. I mentioned that. One thing about nonprofits is that you do have to provide a personal guarantee. I've worked with a couple nonprofits recently to get funding. What that means is if your nonprofit defaults, then you, the person or whoever your designated person in your business, in your nonprofit, takes on the responsibility to pay that loan back. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So for for-profits, there's no collateral. So some of these banks you go into, they ask you for collateral. They want you to put up your house. They want you to put up any of your assets. They want you to put up your car, part of your business. We don't ask for any of that. There's no collateral. But with the SBA, there is collateral for anything over $25,000. So make sure you understand what that means for those of you that are asking the SBA to give you $100,000, $200,000, $250,000. We do not ask for any collateral. So that's another barrier for funding, but that barrier we eliminate because we don't even ask for it. Okay. So no hard pull on your credit, super low credit score you need to get an opportunity, and we don't ask for collateral. Okay. All right. So again, for those of you that are asking how to contact me, just send me an email at hello@SheBossTalk. And we also have a website here because I have two businesses that I operate. I actually operate this one under Intuitive Risk Management International. So you can see that at the top. But just shoot me an email at that address and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay. So with that said, I hope this has been very beneficial. Share with other business owners. They have no clue that there is an option to get funding. They're just sitting, waiting for the SBA. Or some of them have just given up. Right? So let's share this with other business owners and many of them aren't even on social media. They are so just fixed on trying to keep their business afloat or trying to get that deal that they need or trying to meet payroll, and they need working capital. Okay. So after I leave off of this live, I actually need to follow with emails and voicemails that were left for me over the weekend. That's how important and how much of a need there is for businesses to get access to funding. So we appreciate you sharing the video, sharing our channel, for subscribing. Do subscribe if you have not subscribed already. If our content has been a help to you, definitely you want to stay connected, be part of our family. We love you guys so much. We want to see you all be a success. We are a success when we see all of our peers and our family and our clients succeed. That's how we're able to succeed. So again, thank you so much. Have a great start to the week. Have a mindset that you're going to achieve your goals, even if it's one goal a day, one thing you can accomplish today. One every day. Take it step by step, because sometimes we have these big goals and then we miss out and we miss them. So just focus on accomplishing one thing at a time. One thing at a time today. All right. Thank you. Continue to be the boss with Amplify Impact. Continue to stay safe and